In 2023, the well-known Danish journalist and foreign correspondent Jan Lund released a collection of poems and lyrics under the title The Dreamcatcher.
You don't know what tomorrow gives in this world where things are changing rapidly. Give it a shot, and that's also what the book is about. Give it a shot, it's not dangerous. You might survive.
The year after, some of the poems were transformed into songs and music, and now Jan Lund has entered a new field of creativity. Welcome to this podcast, where Jan Lund talks to his lifelong friend Ib Soby about writing, inspiration and courage to mark new goals.
I don't know if you can call it poems like that. It's more texts, short text that I have been writing through the years, many years. And I really focused on publishing it because I'm publishing everything else. But finally I thought, well, actually, I write for publishing, so why not do it? And I had suddenly I had some time. And then I got the idea because my niece, she was making fantastic photos home in Denmark. So I got the idea to put them together, put the text together with the photos. One photo matched one text. And I got more than hundreds of her photos, and then I chose and put them together. So that's why, and then publishing it, that was the aim of it, no matter what.
I can say that the book consists of several poems, thoughts, etc., and then some wonderful pictures by Camilla Lund, your niece, back home in Denmark. Did you pick the pictures, as you say, out specifically, or did she make some pictures for you?
No, she had the pictures, but I felt like they matched my text in many ways very well, because they are like kind of eternal pictures which can be used in any context. So it was just a question about find the one which has the mood which would match the poems. And I think we actually succeeded pretty well with that. So I choose them, basically, all of them.
Later we will talk a little bit about that some of the poems you have developed now into music and songs. We will wait a little bit more there, but I'm interested in, again, where does the fragments, the notes that developed into the poems, where did they come from?
Yeah, they basically came from outer space, I would say. They came from, you could say, nowhere. So the process in writing most of them was you get some kind of thought and you just let it roll without any restrictions, without any borders. Usually I write a lot about very factual things, concrete, it has to be like this, deadlines and stuff. But this is different because, like everybody else, you get a thought about maybe a feeling, maybe you're inspired by some people or situations, and you start to think. Usually you stop that, but if you don't stop it, it just rolls. And then if you continue, consciously decide that, okay, let it roll, and then write it down, then you get something. You don't know what it is. I don't censor it while I write it down. Maybe after that, I correct it a little bit. I fine-tune it like that. But in the beginning, I just let some thoughts roll. That's the process in most of them.
I can imagine you've been a foreign correspondent for many, many years, writing in the evening, as you said, factual stuff, deadlines and things. Is that these things, these poems, does it come when you suddenly maybe took a break, looking out of the window in in the Bangkok or Singapore skyline and suddenly let your mind flow to get a break from all the factual stuff.
Yeah, you could say that. Or when you're sitting in an airport, in an airplane, in a car, when you just are off the usual hook line your life is, where you have to do something. But if you just let your thoughts roll, just let them roll. Sometimes that happens, and I always have this small notebook in my pocket, so I'm always ready to write the things down when they appears. While most people, they just forget it, or they don't take it seriously. I don't write everything down, but suddenly I get this idea, and then I just let it flow. It's like some kind of flow from I don't know where.
So you could say that somehow it's kind of a mental little playground from the normal daily life, but it always may be something that have been developed in your mind over many years. The desire to write something fiction.
No, I never really had that desire, but I always write. I always observe. This is like kind of reflection, but it's not like when I'm watching a football match, I know I have to concentrate and focus on that. This is maybe a reflection on something I was not aware of, that I actually had inside myself or wherever it comes from, and then I just put it down into words as much as possible. Sometimes it's not understandable, you can say. It's not like having a conclusion, it's not clear, like most poetry is not clear exactly like that, but it just embrace a kind of mood, which is basically which I try to put into the people's mind, so they also will experience the same kind of mood and start to think about whatever.
So is that one of the things that you would like to achieve with this, that other people can maybe recognize some of the same feelings and say, I've also been there sometimes?
Exactly. That's exactly my aim for this, Read this, reflect on it, be inspired by it, recognize it, maybe make you act, or maybe make you reflect on something which happened for you before, like that, But actually, it has to do something for you, I would say.
Some of the pictures, I mean, sometimes I see a poem, it's like painting a picture. Many of them are about reflection of life, about passion, also about loneliness. How would you self-describe sort of the main
the main theme of it?
Yeah, the main theme of the collection Dreamcatcher?
I would say most of it, like I see it myself, is there's very much longing after new horizons, new borders, going somewhere else, outside outside your limits, outside your comfort zone. Go out in the world. Don't be so square in your mind. Open up. Find out where you are, what you want. Go out in the world. I like it, standing there looking west. Okay, we go west, like the Vikings did. We don't know what is on the other side, but go out and take a look. Take a look, and you might discover something. You don't know what it is, but you have this longing for going there anyway. I use somewhere the expression, the land of your dreams, the land of elves, which is kind of, this is the dream catcher. You catch your dream, go out there, see what's there, instead of staying inside your very narrow comfort zone.
Some of the poems are written in Danish, some of them are written in English. Have you thought about the contradiction in that?
Yeah, I have. I'm very conscious about it because I saw the whole concept is, okay, I'm writing from everywhere in the world. I wrote some of them in New York, some in Bangkok, Singapore, Tokyo, wherever. And then we have all the photos are from a very narrow area in Denmark, very narrow, around a city called Randers, where she took all these extremely nice photos, but you have the whole world connecting with that. And I thought, okay, I write in Danish and in English, whatever comes into my mind, but this is also kind of the way life is now. So you can connect Danish and English like that, So you have another dimension between the languages, like you have a dimension between the pictures and the rest of the world. So it's kind of a whole picture about it.
From publishing a collection of poems to creating music, one of the first songs being released was Faking a Journey.
Faking a journey, nowhere to hide, everywhere to go. Beauty is all under heaven. Things bound to happen. Exploring the realm of snow white poetry. The world turning like broken pinwheels, making smiles turn to tears. Emotions are high, hopes are all broken. Faking a journey, nowhere to hide, everywhere to go. Beauty is all under the heaven. Things bound to happen. Exploring the realm of snow white poetry. The world turning like broken pinwheels, making smiles.
In 2024, you started to transform some of the poems into songs together with one of your family members here in Bangkok, and in fact have published them so people can find them on YouTube, on Jan Lund Music, for example. Why did you do that?
I did that because I thought that those texts, poems, poetry, or whatever you call it, you could add another dimension to them if you could put some music on it. Like a lot of great poets and rock musicians. I'm not a Bob Dylan, but like he does, he put text into that and then he can play music on it.
Yeah.
So that was my idea, but I cannot play any instrument except a flute. But then you got the AI suddenly, AI technology, which means that you actually can compose music by using this artificial intelligence and put it together with your poems or your texts. So I tried to do that. That's a process, and we did that. I did that with my wife's sister May, which is a very good. She understands technology. I don't understand technology, but I can use it.
Yeah.
And so we worked together with that, and the first tries turned out pretty good music. And the point is, we actually make the music, we compose the music. You can say that, and so I like the music. I don't make something I don't like. I guess it's like musicians. You don't play something you don't like. So I like the music we have made. Sometimes it takes time and a lot of tries, but finally we are there.
So the process is that you have the lyrics, you have the text, the poem, you put this into AI, and then it gives you possibilities to continue to develop a tune.
Yeah, they come with choices, and you can say, oh, that's not good. Then you put something else in it. You put, it's a little more blues. little more rock and roll. It's psychedelic. Maybe a male voice, maybe some more bass. You work with it for a long time until you finally think, okay, that's it. That's what I was looking for. So that's the way we have been doing that. But then I also discovered that it's actually not all text that you just can put to music, because they're not very suitable for that. That turns out bad and like that. So I started actually to write new text, which I wrote with the aim of publishing as music. So some of the things I have now on Jan Lund Music is actually text I wrote just to make songs make music.
So it's not wrong to say that AI, the process developed, have also helped you maybe to be more specific in writing songs and poems?
Yeah, it has. It's more dedicated to okay, if you want to write a song, you have to follow certain rules, and you have to have certain hook lines and this kind. There's a structure in that, which I never thought about when I wrote the poems or the lyrics in the book. But now, when I do it in the write for making a song, then I'm aware of that. So I write it in a different way, but still want to say something with the song.
The Rose of the Night is an example of a text written for music.
You can find her on the bridge. You can find her at the bar. She was never really close, but also never far. Maybe not really pretty, maybe not really hot.
What are the reactions that you've got? Because some of them are seen. You're still in the beginning, but more than 100 people. Have you got any reactions from somebody who have heard it?
People like it.
Yeah.
I have to say that whenever I talk with people, they actually like the music, and really, they really like it. But some people, of course, say, "Oh, this is not really music," and like that. But I mean, this is maybe a new way of doing music, which is not so different from what the musicians do today, or what the DJs they do today in a bar or in a discotheque. It's not so different. When they make a new record, or well, now it's just called a tune, it's also a technological process, huge technological process, where they take one tune and then they turn it in many ways. So this is just another way of using the technology. That's how I look at it. But of course, some people think it's kind of fake, but it's not fake. And I had a little bit of feeling. I remember when I was young, and we loved Bob Dylan. He was new and he was playing all these protest songs, and then suddenly he changed and he came out with an album with electric guitar, and people were furious. What the fuck is that? You cannot do that. And there were almost demonstrations against Bob Dylan, and people say, no, now he's lost, he lost it. But it's technology which gives you some new opportunities. And that's how I see this AI. For instance, for somebody like me, who have been following music in more than half a century, and I listen a lot to music, go to concerts, I know a lot about music, but I cannot play an instrument. But suddenly I get the possibility and ability actually to create music, and that's a big gift for me.
And the songs and the poems might also lead to that one day some bands say, hey, this is a great tune, can we adapt that and use it on an album?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can commercialize it a little bit, and maybe some will be interested in the texts also, and they shall be heartily welcome.
Thinking journey, nowhere to hide, everywhere to go. Beauty is all
what is the next step? Where are you going from here? How do you see the future in this new era that new field you're working in?
I will make some more, I guess. And at a certain point, when I feel I have enough, I will actually make an LP, which you can do today.
In vinyl?
In vinyl, yeah, vinyl. I will do that for sure. Will happen next year, or this year, 2025. And I might I'm thinking about maybe, but that's really maybe out of the blue, but maybe make an event where I play some of the music and explain some of the text like that. Of course, it's almost like underground in the old days, but it's not for the masses, but for few people might be interested, might find it really good. And then I hope to commercialize some of the music in I don't know what, so maybe goes on Spotify and I don't know what. But that's what we're working on.
When you say this, things like that, I come to think of the old Walt Disney saying, if you can dream it, you can do it.
Yeah, but that's the dream catcher, you know. So, yeah, let's see where we go. You don't know. You don't know what tomorrow gives in this world where things are changing rapidly, really rapidly. So, give it a shot. And that's also what the book is about. Give it a shot. Don't be afraid of trying to look at new horizons, go cross new borders, go into new fields where you don't know where you are. Try it. It's not dangerous. You might survive.
Rainbow Shoulders. Take a stroll on the rainbow and see what you find at the end, over there in the land of dreams and white clouds. There might be shadows, there might be trolls. The angels can seem too far away. But traveling in the misty wonderland, you are always traveling in the direction of the shoulders that will be there for you. When the darkness falls, the going gets tough, and the rain never seems to stop.